Hi stamping friends, it's Judi Anderson with JudiStamps.com. Oh, I am so excited, and I hope you are too, for the new occasions catalog that's going to be released in a few days. If you are one of my customers, you have probably already received yours in the mail a couple of weeks ago. And I know if you're like me, you just can't decide what you want and what you don't want. But today I'm going to be bringing you a card using our Going Places suite. Now, speaking of the catalog, this is the catalog. And you will find this suite on page 38 and 39. Now, I'm going to be using the stamp set Going Global, as well as the World Traveler Textured Expressions embossing folder with this. And I wanted to point out, if you're a longtime Stampin' Up! Person, you know that our celebration time has come also. And our celebration runs from January 5th through March 31st, 2016. This is the celebration catalog, and once again, if you're one of my customers, you've already received the celebration catalog and oohing and eyeing over products in this one too. I don't know about you guys, but I think every time a catalog is released, it just gets better and better, and I find so much I want. Well, you will find on page 16 and 17 this stamp set, and this stamp set you can get for free. That's right, for free when you purchase $50 minimum in product. Now, this stamp set is only going to be available through February 15th, and I'd like you, when you go through the catalog, and I'm not going to explain that on this video, but you will notice that there are some limited time products that are only available till February 15th, and then will be adding some more that are available after February 15th. So the Sky is the Limit is a stamp set that will coordinate wonderfully with the Going Places suite. Let's get started, okay? I'm going to put those catalogs to the side. And another product in this suite that I forgot to mention that I'm going to be using is the Going Places Designer Series paper stack. You guys, you may look at this paper stack and say, oh my gosh, it just looks like blotches. But you know what? This look is so in right now with the blotches and the different inks and the swirls. You'll find some map images, some with stars, some with different ways of transportation, some world maps, and then some different swirls. Some of these look like granite, don't they? You know, for countertops. Don't you wish we could cover our countertops with this? Well, and then there's some script in here. Just a multitude of different wonderful papers. And I will be showing you in the future some other ideas using some of these papers in here. We kind of laughed the other day. I was flipping through this, and one of my sons was here, and they were looking at this, and they go, it kind of looks like that ink test, that ink blotch test. And one of them thought that this looked like a alligator. And if you really look at it close, can you see it? Not sure if you can or not, but so let's get started. The three papers that I'm going to be using from this is the one with the Lost Lagoon, and the Delightful Dijon, and this one is the Mossy Meadow. So I've already used some of these, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my cutter. I don't have enough space on my table here, and I'm going to cut all three of them at once, and I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip. Now, when you're doing this, you do want to make sure, I wanted to make sure that most of my predominant images were going across, but you're going to be using such a small piece, it really doesn't matter, but you want to just kind of pay attention to that when you're doing your cards, making sure that the images you want to be predominant are going horizontally and not vertically, unless you want them to go vertically. But please pay attention to that one paper. Okay, then I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to cut it at 2 inches. And that's all of those strips that I'm going to be using. And then I'm going to grab my triple banner punch, and all three at one time. I'm going to slide this in, flip it over just until the two corners meet, and give it a punch. Okay, so in one swipe I made 3 banners. We're going to set those to the side and the banner punch to the side. I'm grabbing one of our label punches and we're just going to punch label out of that. We're done with that piece. Okay, then I've gone and cut a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and it measures 2 by 5 inches. And I'm going to grab my Lost Lagoon ink pad. Let's zoom in a little bit. There, we don't have to be so far out as I needed to be for the catalogs. And I'm going to ink up my world map image, and I'm going to stamp one here. Ooh, it's good and inked. Love it, love it, love it when it's juicy like that. Okay, and I just want partial. Now, if you were going to be making a bunch of these cards, you could do the one sheet wonder where you would stamp a full sheet of cardstock and then cut it into the 2 by 5 pieces, just making sure that you stamp it in the correct direction of how you're going to be cutting it. Okay, we are done with that ink and that stamp, and now I'm going to grab my Delightful Dijon and the compass looking image from the stamp set. I'm going to ink this up and place these strategically on here. Now this is known as the Collage Technique. I love this technique. You can make a multitude of background papers for your project life, your scrapbooking, your cards, all from one sheet of cardstock, cut it up, and use it, or use it as a full sheet of background. So you're making your own designer series paper. Okay, and now I'm taking the Big Dipper image and with the Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to stamp that just sporadically, and you'll notice that I'm going over some of the other images, and that's what's the beauty of collaging is that you're going to just fill in. And when you do collaging, you want to start with your larger images first and then move in with your finer or smaller images. So you make sure that you do have room for those large images. Okay, that piece is done. I'm going to set it to the side. I grab another piece of Very Vanilla, and you'll notice there's some score lines on here. Don't worry about that. I use this for another project, and before I cut the strip off, I had done all the scoring. So it left me with these nice little squares, and you know me, I don't waste anything. We're just going to stamp the I Thank My Lucky Stars for You image using our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Then I am going to take our 1-inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch that piece out. And I should have a piece of basic black and a 1 1/4 inch circle punch. I'm going to punch that out. Got that done. Okay, I wanted to get all the stamping done and punching down as much as possible. Now I am grabbing our Texture Boutique machine. Now we don't carry this any longer. However, it is on our clearance rack, you guys. I think it's $14.99. I actually bought a couple more of them because I love this machine so much. It is, I'll zoom out a little bit. It's a nice size to carry when you're going to an event or if you're traveling to emboss. Now you can't die cut on this, but for embossing it's wonderful. So I'm going to take our World Traveler embossing folder and our collage piece of paper, and I do want a lot of texture, so I'm going to avoid these areas with the continents on them. I want more of the lines, and it's okay to get a little bit of the continents on there, but I do want to get mostly the lines. Okay, I'm just going to place this. And don't forget, when you place your embossing folders through, you always want to do your fold first to avoid stress on your folders and avoid them from cracking. That's with any of your folders that you use. I'm just going to crank this through and see how easy this is. And you get a perfectly embossed image every time. So, a little bit of texture there. Okay, now don't forget, it's only while quantities last. The Texture Boutique, it's in my year-end sale at my website, and you can go to judistamps.com and just click on Shop Now. Okay, we're going to start putting this together now. I need my card base, which is a very vanilla 8.5 by 5 1/4, scored at 4 1/4, and I can't find my bone folder, of course. Fold that in half. Then I have a piece of our Tip Top Taupe cardstock, and that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Let me get some glue out here and just put a little bit of glue around the edges and center that on here. I'm going to move my stamping mat because I am done stamping. So we've centered that. Now we're going to take our piece that we have stamped and embossed, and see the texture. You can see it a little bit better on the back. It's harder to see on the front because of the stamping. And I got my color palette from the Designer Series paper stack. So I know that this is all going to go together, and Tip Top Taupe is a neutral, so it will go with anything. And just put that there. Okay, now we're going to take our 3 banners, and I'm going to reverse them because I do want the colors on the top. And for this I'm going to use a fast fuse because I want it to stick right away and not move on me while I'm working on the rest of it. And don't forget, when you're using the fast fuse, to back up and check, and you should not have any problems with it. Okay, we're going to put this one here, and I'm going to line it up with the edge here of our stamped piece, and just keeping that same spacing from the edge. I'm going to use the Delightful Dijon piece next. Now you could line these up all straight across, but I'm going to raise this one up a little bit, I decided. Just put that one here, and then this one with the Lost Lagoon we'll put and bring it back down again to match sorry, the Mossy Meadow piece. Okay, now when you're cutting your pieces that measure 4 by 5 1/4, you have a 1/2 inch strip left. Don't throw those away, you guys. I'm actually going to use that on this card, and I'm pairing it up with our satin black ribbon. And what I'm going to do here is put some fast fuse on here to hold this piece and hold the ribbon down. I'm going to take the ribbon piece, center it up and down, push down, wrap it around, grab my ribbon scissors, cut it off. Oh yeah, I have way too much left, but that's okay. I'll trim it again after I get it on there. And you'll find that this fast fuse is really sticky, so try avoiding putting your fingers on there. Okay, I'm going to trim this piece. I cut it way too long. Okay, now just kind of bend it a little bit this way, but it's nice and tight, so it's not going to flip-flop around. That's all you're going to have to adhere your ribbon. That's going to hold it. I'm just putting a little bit of fast fuse over the ribbon. And now I just want to hide where these are different heights, so I am going to line this up on that side and this side and press down. Okay, I'm going to take a Stampin' Dimensional, which I know I have them here. Here they are. And pick up the Thank My Lucky Stars. I'm going to mount that onto the basic black 1 1/4 inch circle that we punched out. And then I'm going to tape that onto the label. Oops. Okay, and I'm going to use my fast fuse and put some tape on here and place it. We'll place it right here and press down. Okay, now to jazz this up a little bit, this is a masculine card. So, you know, I thought of using our glitter paper, but I thought, oh, you know, guys do like a little bit of bling, but not as much as us women do. So I grabbed our gold foil paper. And what I'm going to do here is just punch out using our star border punch. Punch some stars. I think I got enough of them there. Okay. And then I'm going to use our new fine tip glue pen. You guys, if you don't have this, this is a must. I bought this one in the pre-order before it came off, so I've had it since last November, and I haven't even used a half bottle, and I use it all the time. So now what I'm going to do is just put a little dot of glue where I want these little gold stars. Now you can put as many as you want on here. I am going to put 3 strategically placed down here on the stamped part because I don't want it too blingy. Here we go. And you'll notice I'm using different sizes. I'm not really caring about the sizes a whole lot. We're going to cover that star up with this gold star. Oops. Partially that way I can remember where I put it here while I'm on. Now here there are 4 little stars. I'm just going to take the fine tip glue and put a little there, and I am going to, found my bone folder, grab one of the teeny tiny stars, and I don't have my paper snips. Let's see if I can do this with my ribbon scissors. There we go. And I'm just going to place that. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, well, we're going to move it over. There we go. There, and look at that. Isn't that a fun card? With just a little bit of bling to it. Now you could also stamp an image or two on the inside and another verse on the inside. I'm not going to do it today because I am going to wait till I go to send it out if it's a birthday card or a thank you card. But isn't this fun? I know you can't wait to start playing with some of these products in the catalog. You only have a couple days to wait. And I want to remind you that if you're not currently working with a demonstrator and you'd like a catalog, just send me an email at judy@judystamps.com and I'll send one out in the mail to you. But if you are working with a demonstrator, I ask that you please contact them for a catalog. Until next time, happy stamping!